Hi, this is Loren Baker, founder of Search Engine Journal here at PubCon 2016 in Las Vegas. And with me today I have none other than Jim Boykin, CEO and founder of Internet Marketing Ninjas. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here,
good to have
Loren.
you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever sat down for an interview like this before. So it's awesome.
I don't do much interviews.
Yeah. And it's not just Internet Marketing Ninjas. Internet Marketing Ninjas.
And
Webmaster World.
Yeah, SEO
Dev
Chat,
Shed,
ThreadWatch.
Yeah. ThreadWatch.
A lot of communities.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah. Well, we're about to be bringing out some pro tools on Webmaster World. So
sweet.
That'll give some good injection into Webmaster World to become a pro member and get all sorts of crazy tools that we've been developing.
Very cool. Very cool. So speaking of crazy tools and everything else, you're speaking about linking here at PubCon, I imagine?
I spoke about Penguin.
Okay.
Penguin, which just came out very recently, and everyone's trying to analyze it, and questions have been asked like, do you need a disavow, and what is real time when it comes to Penguin, and lots of really interesting questions that we'll be finding out soon as everyone starts testing.
As it continues to roll out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. Like my personal experience after the Penguin update, if you want to call it that, is that a lot of the sites that I had worked on and fixed their past migration issues, URL structure changes, etc., saw a big boost pretty much last week
Nice.
in traffic. So it looks like a lot of that link equity that they weren't getting, or they just kind of threw away, that we redirected and brought back in, is actually really starting to work.
Yep.
Which is kind of interesting because I hadn't necessarily seen a lot of news around that. Most of the news that I've seen on the Penguin side has had to do with disavows and whether or not you still have to use a disavow file.
Yeah, those are some of the big
going
questions.
on there?
Well, I think there's a lot of people who are doing a disavow. The disavow first, if you're going to use it, you should be a total expert on links to know what is a good link and a bad link. And I think a lot of people that were doing a disavow would use things like, a Moz score, an Ahref score, a Majestic score, and an interesting statistic from Marcus Tober at Search Metrics was that they took the sites that ranked 7 years ago. They looked at all the sites that ranked in the top 30 7 years ago. And then they looked at how many of those sites still rank today. And 89% of the sites were gone, no longer ranked for anything. And a lot of those sites, there's some that may have just gone away, but the vast majority of those are sites that have been penalized. They no longer rank today. So like in one of the presentations I did yesterday, is a lot of people, they're measuring the links wrong. You can go into, and I showed sites that have been penalized and don't rank for anything now, yet their Moz, Majestic, or Ahref score is really high, and so people are like, oh, this is a good link, And I think when people were doing the disavows, a lot of people did not know how to tell what is a good link or a bad link. And
I agree.
And there really hasn't been great public tools that really look at everything and everything that Google is looking at. And so now with Google 4.0, they're saying, well, you don't need the disavow as much. Most people won't need it. With this, we're able to determine, in a sense, what is a good and what is a bad link, and anything that we feel is bad, we'll just not count that. And it's going to be, the old way of Penguin was they would hit your entire site. Oh, you have some bad links going into some pages with some phrases, but your whole site is going to be punished. Clean up those links that
you built 10 years ago.
Yeah, or that someone else built 10 years ago. And now what Google is saying is we're going to look at things much more granular on a folder level or a page level or a keyword level.
And a devalue level too. So
exactly.
Taking away the value of the link, not necessarily penalizing
that really brings
you or
up the big
harming you.
question, everyone that's done a disavow, should we just take the disavow and remove it or upload an empty one?
Right.
We actually did that for a client this past Friday where they had been hit by Penguin 3.0. So, their traffic was do-do-do-do-do and boom, and then, it's been close to 2 years and that they've been in this Google hell. And, now with this new update, they came up just a tiny bit. And you can kind of see, well, there's a bit of a recovery, but, is it because those links aren't counting or links were disavowed or whatever? But we talked to them on the phone and they're like, we really don't have the money to sustain the website. And if this is the recovery, we'll just turn the website off. And I said, well, do you mind if I go in and remove your disavow and see how Google sorts the links? And they're like, go right ahead. So Friday was my first, all right, I'm going to remove a disavow. And I've been talking with other people as well. And if you're removing a disavow, please email me at jimb@imninjas, and I will trade my information that I get with you, because a lot of people are dying to know what happens if you remove a disavow.
Right.
Now, that's going to be different if you've had a manual penalty or you're targeting very short tail phrase or whatever. Like, there's certain people that I would not recommend removing it to, but yeah, that's an interesting test that I want to do, and if other people are doing it, I'd love to get their feedback and find out, do we really need a disavow?
So you just hand the whole thing over to Google to figure out, right?
Yeah.
And what I've noticed,
like in the old days, they used to be like, we'll figure it out, and we just won't count stuff, and sites wouldn't pass PageRank and things like that. But then they decided to get on a, well, let's punish people. We really need to, because links is such a big part of the algorithm, we need to hammer it into people that thou shalt not do things to try and build links. Just create great content, and Google will
it's become
sort it.
commonplace.
Yeah.
People get it now. Publishers get it as well.
Yep.
And a couple of disavows that I've seen recently removed. They were disavowed at the domain level.
Yeah.
Right. So on very good sites, very, very good sites.
Yeah.
That for some reason, a tool that they use marked one specific link on that site as being red or toxic or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then they just domain leveled everything, right? So just changing that, I've seen an increase. And it seems like, what does a reeval usually take, 2 months or something like that typically, or used to? So Jim, thanks for stopping by the show today. Really appreciate having you here. Where can our viewers find you online?
You can find us at Internet Marketing Ninjas. Also, Webmaster World is a great place as well to join discussions of internet marketing news.
Excellent.
As well as Search Engine Journal, of course.
Yes, of course. Of course. Excellent. Well, again, this is Loren Baker from Search Engine Journal and Jim Boykin from Internet Marketing Ninjas. Thanks again, Jim. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Brent Satoris. I'm here with Search Engine Journal. I'm joined today by Gary Yesh, Chief of Sunshine and Happiness at Google.
That's correct.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
There's been a lot of discussion, I don't know, a lot of discussion, but there's been some decent discussion recent about Penguin. It's,
I never heard about Penguins.
No. They've been running around here chasing you, so. Becoming more of a part of the everyday algorithm, the live algorithm. And
Today's summit is the 3 takeaways
Yes.
structure.
Yes.
I'm leaving with way more.
I also like the single session format for conferences.
I agreed to be a speaker here because I think above all else, the quality of people who attend the meeting, something to be said about the fact that you can't just, hey, come. It's by invitation only.
What I've really liked about the speakers is that it's been very well-rounded.